Hello, everyone. It is Tuesday. It is Omni X-Men time, and we are 10 minutes early, so nobody is ready for this. Nobody's in the chat. Nobody is prepared, and we're still going live because I'm with Justin, and I'm going to be with him for the next 2 hours. Justin, how you doing, man?
Cannot wait, John. Cannot wait, my friend. I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, we tried to warn the people, on our Instagram stories, like, hey, a little early. But who really reads those things? So I don't know. But we'll get our regulars in, halfway through here.
Absolutely. And we'll spend a little time saying hello to everybody, including James from Comics for Cheap.
Hey, what's going on? Appreciate you having me on, Justin. Thank you.
Heck yeah.
He's a Comic Gories champion back here, but this time to take some shots and to really take some time enjoying Claremont X-Men.
That's right, and I'm excited. I had to do some homework to get ready for this episode. So you guys got me doing work. I like it.
Now, are you an X-Men fan? Have you read much X-Men, or where are you in the
so usually with X-Men, I'm not the biggest X-Men fan, to be honest, and I've said that multiple times. So I usually skim through X-Men if I am reading X-Men. I'm not like avidly reading or rereading anything. But this time I actually did sit down and I read from like issue 120 through 126 to be sure that I was going to be good for tonight going over issue 125. So yeah,
putting in the work. All right.
Can I ask, what did you just I don't know if you could if you want to throw a grade on it, 1 through 10 or something. What did you think about just as a whole, all the books that you just read for X-Men? Like, did you enjoy yourself? Was it crap to you, or like
it was pretty solid. I still found myself a little bored, maybe like 3 or 4 issues into it. So like, I don't know, right before they had the big fight with Arcade, I was getting kind of like itchy to like read something else, to be honest with you. And then like when I saw Spider-Man on the next page when they're leading into that story, and I was like, I was reeled right back in. I was like, okay. But X-Men, it gets a little wordy sometimes for me, and I'm just like,
which is Bronze Age, I think, and Bronze and Silver tend to be real wordy.
Any of the Bronze, you'll kind of run
Marvel
into
specifically.
Yes, but overall, if I were to give a number on just sitting down reading the whole thing, I give it a solid between 7 and 8, I would say. So still really decent, and I'm glad that I did get to sit down and read something that I'm not used to reading.
Yeah, something out of your realm. I love it. I'm glad you said you didn't hate it. That's all.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't hate it. No.
Hey, you spend the time reading comics. I mean, how bad could it be?
Right, exactly. Yeah. I've read some weird stuff. I definitely didn't hate X-Men.
So, as always, the links for these two gentlemen's channels down below. Everybody should be familiar with Justin by now because we swap back and forth, and hopefully you're not only watching half of these shows that we've been doing. We're coming down to the end here a little bit. Looking into maybe only having 7 or 8 left to finish this omnibus.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think it's been almost a year of doing this.
Time flies, dude. It is really flying.
Are you just going to keep continuing after you're done with this omnibus?
We're going to discuss it. I mean, we're planning on taking a little break because it's it's been a lot. We've only skipped a couple of weeks in this whole run.
Pretty consistent.
So yeah, we're definitely going to take a little break there in July because the final episode will be June 22nd.
Which is John's birthday. Bang, bang, bang.
And you're the week before, right? This 15th.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Sorry, the 8th. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So many birthdays. My birthday's Thursday.
Hey, where's your hype button?
Here we go.
Yeah.
Gotta get the hype, man. Gotta get the
hype
on. Happy birthday, James. Happy birthday.
Turning the dirty 30.
Nice.
Oh, there you go. That's a big
one.
So as a reminder to people watching, we do a giveaway. We're giving away, or I should say Justin is giving away the second omnibus.
Oh, snap.
James, you could win this at some point, maybe.
I am also giving away an X-Men mystery box, and our friend Chet, the Jedi Knight, is giving away a slab, an X-Men slab. So all of those things are based on trivia that we ask at the end of each episode. That's about the previous issue and the previous episode. So if you watch with us, hang around to the end, answer some fun questions, or just make us laugh because we get points for comedy, you can be entered to win some of these things. So please do that if you haven't been. The giveaway, I think we decided, was June 1st, right? Didn't we pick the giveaway episode would probably be June 1st?
We said early June. I was thinking maybe could we do the 8th? Could we do it on my birthday?
Let's do it. I'm down.
For some reason, I feel like that'd be extra.
So let's be official then. Yeah, June 8th.
For some reason.
We're gonna draw some winners then on June 8th.
Nice.
So hang tough, chat, and stick with us. Maybe get yourself entered into those raffles to win the slab, the omnibus, or the mystery box.
Only takes one name. Only takes one name to win.
Yeah, two of them are just random winners. Now, I am keeping an overall score on that, so this basically guarantees at this point that Lasso is going to win something. At this point, Magic Lasso is our overall leader, and if his name is not pulled for the raffle tickets, then he wins the mystery box from me. Nice. Let's say hello to the three people hanging with us already.
All right.
Thank you for being 10 minutes early with us, friends. We got Soul Twice.
Soul Twice in the house.
What a do, Pikachu.
I like that.
We got Simon R. Same to you, brother. I hope everything's going well for you. And hey, his birthday's on Saturday. Look at this.
Look at that. Small world. Bam, bam, bam.
All these May June homies. I love that he still does it with his mouth when he's got the button right there.
Way more fun.
It is a little bit fun. What is up, Azores? Eric, how you doing? Congrats. Azores recently got his X-Men #1.
Oh my god. He won it in a raffle.
Not the 90s version. Not the 90s version.
A 3.0. My goodness.
The one. Yeah.
Won it in a raffle. Oh my god.
He's been entering a ton of those kind of things to try to get the right ratio and win. And congrats.
It sounds like a similar story.
Yeah, right. Similar to your win, because he won the X-Men one the same way.
I was gonna say, Justin, like I noticed in your last video that you had the X-Men one up there. I was like, when did Justin get an X-Men?
Oh yeah, man.
Sneaky.
I won that in a raffle. Dude, paid like $200 to get that thing.
He's had a bunch of crazy raffle wins. This guy.
I'll send you the video.
Vegas luck, man.
You got to watch the video later. I'll send it to you.
Soul Twice says he's someone who has stopped reading X-Men. He's hoping we can spark the interest again. Well, yeah, we're going to read a really solid, fun issue tonight. We're discussing number 125. And I'm an idiot because I didn't pull out my slab for it. Maybe I'll do it while Justin is giving his review here at the beginning, because I do have a nice slab.
You have a nice one. Yeah. That's right. Come on, John.
So I'll run and grab it. I don't know why. I'm clearly frazzled. And hello to Hoarder's Hide. What's up? Yeah. So we like to start off each episode with a basic overall view and a score out of 10, or a CGC grade if you want to think of it that way. So I'm gonna let you go first, Justin, and I'll rush in to be right back. So what's your score, man?
So overall, I really enjoyed this issue. I think I'm going to give it about a 9. It definitely connects a lot of things that we've been waiting for. And I know, James, we were just talking a little bit backstage about this, that, there's been this buildup and some things that you might not have caught on to, and, until you started reading into some of the past issues. But, some obvious significant things happen here where the team gets to meet up again and, so on and so forth. And I know we'll get into the details, but because of all that, and because of this backstory, just in general, and like I said, there's a few significance and things that are connecting. So I'm gonna go with a 9. I love the artwork. I think that's another big thing here too.
Yeah, John Byrne does a good job.
It's so great. I mean, just some of the close up, like the zoomed in face parts and stuff. Love the artwork on that stuff. So
especially like the faces of terror that we'll discuss. I'm sure we'll discuss as we move on towards the end of this story. I thought for sure, because most people don't get it correct, or it looks a little off when, especially like a horror scene type face. So, but this one, I think they nailed it for sure.
Oh yeah, John Byrne's been killing it, man. He's been absolutely killing it.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. For me, I would give it probably a 7.5. So I was, the whole, like, between 120, 126, like I was saying to you guys, I was between like a 7 and an 8 on most of the books. Coming off of the arcade story, which was like the peak for me. This one came down just a little bit to a 7.5. Still thought it was solid. I'm still intrigued, enough to go on to the next issue. But it came down a little bit for sure. Sure. As far as like the intensity level.
Yeah. Totally
TK, fair. How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. I would say arcade is still in the 20s so far. It's definitely a high peak for me. I really did love that, but I didn't find this too far off of the mark for that. So I'm probably in that near Justin's range, 8.5, 9, somewhere in there. There is a ton of setup, which is the real part that frustrates me. Was this was a setup issue a little bit for other stuff. but it's a damn fine setup issue if you have to have one. And so here I look and got it. Thank you to TJ for the
Dang,
the lovely 9.6 of this.
Wow.
I was trying to finish my run. He knew I was missing this, and he's like, "Okay, don't buy one. I got it."
Wow, that's a nice copy, man.
Awesome. And I love that cover. Hold that cover up for a second.
Yeah,
that cover is homaged quite frequently. For sure. I know there's a Spider-Man issue. There's a Fantastic Four issue with the return of Jean Grey, where there's a nice homage to that cover. Totally. And for it to not be like a huge major key, I mean, it's just a solid issue, but it's not like a major key. And for it to have such a classic cover like that is just outstanding.
Absolutely. Yeah. Jackson Roy Kirk, what is up?
Yo.
Yeah, so let's review the cover here. Justin, what's your thought on the cover?
Oh man, I love this cover. I mean, the one next to it that I think of other than this one is issue 101, which we've talked about before. And as much as I love that one, this is right there with it. Like just being able to see Jean in her form, doing her thing. Like, in a way, it is a little misleading because we don't necessarily get all that, although it is about the Phoenix, it is hints at the Phoenix. But if I were to look at this, I always like to kind of compare it as if I was like brand new to comics, walking by the shelf and just seeing it for the first time. This would definitely excite me. I'd want to buy it, but I feel like I might get a little let down at first if I didn't know anything going on, and I'd just be like, oh man, I thought that this big flaming bird was going to come into
Phoenix issue.
Yeah. And like you said, John, it's definitely a setup issue. So, but yeah, ultimately with the cover, it's stunning. It is absolutely, and it stands out from far away. You could have that up on a shelf or anything like that, and immediately what book you got there.
Oh, I love a good comic that uses negative space on the cover, anyways, and I think that they do a great job with the black empty space at the top. And then, of course, inside of that yellow negative space, you have a red or orange kind of negative space with her silhouette basically almost copied from issue 101. Yeah. That whole bit works for me. The little side drawings are a little bit silly and feel a little bit like captions almost off to the side. But I do, absolutely dividing it into these three quadrants and have her be the dividing line. I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah. Definitely sick. I'm with you, Justin. I like how you can be across the room at a show, see it on a wall, and know exactly what cover that is. It's a very recognizable, standout cover. So the Byrne does do a very good job of using, like what John was saying, the negative space to just make it stand out. Just that 60-40 of negative space to stuff that's going on. He nails it on that. And plus, the Phoenix is like my favorite of all time. I have a big Phoenix tattooed on my chest. So
no way. That's awesome.
So the Phoenix, anything Phoenix is going to catch my attention. So that's just a crazy cover.
Hell yeah.
And it's got those Jean Grey hips, says Jackson Roy Kirk. So there you go.
There you go.
That's gonna make it a winner. Let's get going on here, and it starts, I think, with a really strong splash page here. Jean Grey is still part of this comic book, even though we haven't really seen her for quite a few issues. She's still a character. I love the color work on this page. Something about green with those hot orange, pink, yellow, red colors. I just love that. And of course, the background, so simple, but like so prominent. Love this page.
Yep. 100%. And it really does captivate like the point of where they're going with this, where we see Moira sitting there doing her work and trying to analyze her. And, as we get into the book, you almost have to go back to this just to relook again, to really understand the significance of like what is going on in the room right now, as we'll go on to these next couple pages, but to really understand like what is happening. I just like how that really sets that up and paints that picture.
Totally. Hello, Christopher Lloyd is here. I don't think it's the time traveling one, but good to see you, Christopher. He's saying Black Santa in the house. My brother James hitting everybody with the knowledge.
Appreciate you, Chris. Thank you.
So James, as far as starting this issue off with this page, what do you think?
It was a great splash page for sure. Again, Phoenix imagery was throughout every time that you see Jean in this issue. Just the foreboding of the amount of power that she has, and for those who have X-Men knowledge and know what's to come, it's just a nice little it does like Justin was saying, it does get you excited, and it's just like, oh man, I'm I want to see what's going on with Moira analyzing everything that's going on. With her using, I think she said she's using like quite a bit of power
Yes.
and getting stronger. So
yeah, they
she
talk a
was-
little bit about where her abilities are when they're breaking it all down here. Hold on. Hello to Nick and Brandon. What is up, guys?
This
I
is
can
like
go
a
to that.
Goku. This is a Goku moment, by the way. This is really what it is. It's like some Dragon Ball Z stuff right there. Sorry, Chet will get upset. He's like, all right, guys, stay focused on X.
So I can go to this. We can like look at what she's talking about, the
Yeah.
powers that she's got, and what's going on. And that is a straight Velma look. I'm sorry,
Oh,
Scooby Doo.
totally.
We're Scuba Doing here, like big time.
That's a good point. That's, a good
That's so
point.
true. I did look at Moira and be like, she does look kind of corny.
Man.
Velma needs to investigate.
That 70s era was not good to anybody for fashion, for hair, for whatever. It's just not. It was not a good time. I do think they introduced something new here. Besides, we'll get obviously to her power levels, but I didn't realize she could make her costume appear or disappear.
Oh yeah.
She kind of does that at will here.
Anything, any kind of clothing,
Which makes it begs the question, like, why are you putting on a robe? Couldn't you just make a different out? Couldn't you make a robe appear?
because they want to show a little bit of the slip of the back,
Right? Give me
a little,
give me the arm and the back.
leave a little to be desired,
Right. So yeah, what you were saying about her powers? She says, "How much longer?" I hate to say this, but this is getting to be a real drag. She's just getting bored. She's saying, "Using my power doesn't tire me as quickly." And then Moira is just basically using her machines to try to measure where it's going. But she's saying, no, it doesn't tire her as much. And she's just bored with this, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. I have a quick question. As far as when it says in the text box and it says today, looking at this woman she's come to love as the daughter she can never dare have. I know this might be jumping ahead just a tiny bit, but isn't Mutant X revealed to be
Her son.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I was a little confused by that wording.
I think one of the biggest flaws in the early issues here is that I feel like they were unsure of what they're doing with Moira. I mean, she shows up in the first episode. She's like, "I'm here to clean your house," and then she grabs an AR-15 and starts mowing down guys in the same issue. And then later on, she's like, "You get this line here."
That's typical house cleaning to me,
right? That's issue. So that's issue 96. If you're unaware, like
James, you got to read
how
that.
it goes.
You got to read that.
She shows up at the front door.
96, yeah.
Yeah, she shows up at the front door. Xavier's like, "Hey, nice to see you." She's going to be our a new assistant here, take care of the house for us. And then a monster attacks. She runs in with a machine gun and she's mowing it down. And you're like, all right, so suppressing fire also on her resume.
she's a tough cookie. Yeah.
But here it says second only to Charles Xavier as an authority on genetic mutation. What is she doing as a housekeeper? Like what? She's second. I don't know how much education she got or was hiding. Has
really that been revealed before?
They haven't at this point.
Okay,
explained enough of it. Like we've seen it in little fragments when we've seen her at Muir Island, but I feel like they haven't spent enough time explaining why she was. And I think they kind of just were like, "Hey, forget. Everybody will forget she was a housekeeper."
I was gonna say it is definitely with Moira as a character in general. It has always just been like I've always had trouble putting my finger on exactly where she's supposed to stand, especially in the earlier issues, because I don't think
it's very uneven.
It seems like they didn't even know where she was supposed to fit in.
I do agree, Jackson Roy Kirk. She's looking wicked evil there, Phoenix, in that panel on the far left, right next to James and Justin there.
Yeah, that is a cool one. I like the colors.
Yeah,
plus
and we have the peeping Tom of whatever his name is, Angus McSquirter. Whatever his name is.
Yep. Angus
peeking in the window at them.
Angus McSquirter.
It's such a bad name. I think it's McWorder. I'm sorry, but he's definitely a squirter.
Okay, so who is he?
He was the guy. He had a small role.
Guy.
Yeah, he owned like the boat dock or the dock. He worked at the dock that they initially went to go ask to borrow or to rent some stuff, and he turned.
This was like in the late 90 issues, like 99 or something, wasn't it?
It was a small thing, but he was a jerk. He basically
was really rude.
Yeah, he turned him down because they were mutant, and he was judging Nightcrawler because of how he looked and all this stuff. So, he deserved this.
So whatever fate is awaiting him now. Yeah. And then we get Jean's like flashback. I love a good burn like splash page kind of like this, where he does the backgrounds that are really kind of detailed. I love the space shuttle with her eyes behind it. That is wicked cool. I usually get real tired with flashback, backstory kind of stuff. But this page is phenomenal to me.
Yeah, no, they did it. They did a great job with how they do it. Because I agree. Normally, I'm like just tired of these flashbacks or whatever. But I think it was a good, and it wasn't too much. I think it, it didn't take multiple pages or whatever. No. Although I know there are multiple flashbacks.
There's a couple of panels, separate,
though.
Yeah,
Claremont does that. He's definitely like brings you back, because for people like me who maybe haven't read too much. And are just catching up or just jumping in or whatever, he definitely does always have like those flashbacks. I noticed that for sure when I read Claremont in general. But like John was saying earlier, it's a perfect color scheme for this. And you have the Phoenix imagery there. You got Magneto that just pops, even though he's got like similar colors, he still pops out against that pink. Yeah. And Byrne just did a phenomenal job making sure that, like, even though it looks cluttered, it's not. Everything still pops and has a point on this page.
Yeah. And you read it in the way that he wants, where you're like traveling through the story, even though there's no grid lines, like there's no panel lines, he's still able to draw your eye from story point to story point without losing track of what you're doing here. And color and line work really do all of that. And of course, where they place the word boxes there.
Well said.
So we get a couple more where we're really getting to the backstory, so we know where, the fact that, hey, the mutants are still alive. Nobody actually died in the volcano in Antarctica, which that's logical. And then we get Jean traveling to Muir Island and what she's going through. I do feel like I mentioned there a ton of plot lines going on here that they're all trying to. It felt like they're trying to say, hey, remember all the chess pieces? This is where they are. This is where they are on the board, which is frustrating, but also obviously for people reading the issues like consecutively and not really taking a break, a little frustrating because it slows it down. But obviously, like James is saying, for people that are jumping back into it, it does get you to let you know what's going on everywhere.
Yeah, definitely helped me out, because I hadn't realized that Jean had been separated from the X-Men, and that they both sides thought the other side had perished in the battle. So it was definitely something I was like, oh, okay, now I know kind of going forward where their mindset is at here.
Although they do omit the fact that Cyclops was kind of crushing on some ladies in the interim. I'm just gonna say, like, it hasn't been that long, but still happened.
He was a busy man.
Yeah. I don't like Cyclops very much, and we'll get to my feelings about Cyclops.
Don't worry, that discussion point has come up a ton in these.
You're not alone there, James. You're not alone.
Yeah, I'm sure Brandon's going to say something in the chat right now.
Brandon loves you.
I know. I was going to say just real quick on the last one that we do get to see the priest sitting next to Jean, who is not all that. That all that he seems. So it was good that they include that. So it was a nice little jump for later when we figure out that is Jason Winggrade.
Totally. Yeah.
Yep.
But that was it. Sorry.
No, it's all right. And then I know, Justin, you're a big fan of anything Danger Room when we get into the Danger Room to play. And there's a lot of good action going on this time around. You want to get into anything here? Of course, there's also bickering between Wolverine and
So, I mean, one of the first things that really drew my attention just to this general section of the story was how Colossus is drawn. Like, I always, like, any like close-ups like that of Colossus, I'm a huge fan of. When it's done right, obviously. And so I really just enjoyed these panels, just the artwork itself. Also, I really enjoyed where Wolverine is like slashing through the that
wall there. Yeah, that machine in the wall there.
Yeah. So anytime we just, I think I was also just excited because we got a little action, because it's interesting, James, how you put it. Like, it definitely slows down compared to what you just read before with Arcade, and even if you read the annual, which I know you didn't, James, but for those who did, like, that also was very action packed. So this episode this issue slows down tremendously in comparison. So, and I'm always a big fan of action, so this, I think, is another reason that just kind of redrew me to this. As you said, John, I'm a big fan of the Danger Room action, and even I'll take the bickering that goes along with it, because that's part of who they are,
Right.
I enjoy
Cyclops kind of says, I know. He says, like, well, you guys aren't going to really come together as a team like the old guys.
I had that written down as like something. I was like, dang. See, I was like, I have written Cyclops is such a jerk. Like, I actually wrote that down, especially in the Danger Room. And then I was like, I doubt you'll ever mesh as effectively as the original X-Men. Who says that as a leader of a team? Like,
out loud,
even if you're thinking that, keep that to yourself. Like, you got to think about like managing style. Like, how disappointing would that be for your boss to be like, yeah, y'all are never going to be as good as the last people I worked with. It's just like, wow. You know what I mean? It's just like,
oh yeah, it is legit shots fired.
It's valid, very valid.
I mean, he's angry.
Not that he's wrong, but like, holy crap.
Yeah, it's still.
I mean, it could be a part that like Wolverine gets under his skin. I know Wolverine was
they do get
smack too.
Yeah.
So maybe that played in a little bit to
Wolverine
why he
points
said
at
that.
him.
He's like,
dude, he is always over the top. Like if I was like in that room, I just feel like I'd always be doing the Jim look in The Office, you know, in the show The Office, where Jim looks to the camera after Dwight does something ridiculous. Like that's me after Wolverine reacts, because sometimes his reactions are just like so.
So who do you think of the X-Men would be the Jim to look at the camera? Because I know who I would pick.
Oh,
when Wolverine and Cyclops are doing this, right? Who's the person that goes like looks over the camera? Who's that?
Oh yeah,
Storm.
I was thinking Nightcrawler.
I was thinking Nightcrawler. Yeah, Nightcrawler was just like he's like I'm gonna quickly bamf out of here.
Yeah,
his ability is perfect for just like, you know what? I'm gonna like quietly just disappear.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Banshee. It could be Banshee. At this point, the guy can't really say anything.
That's all he can do. Yeah.
Right.
I was gonna say I do like the fact that I don't like the fact that he got injured, but I like the fact that he got injured enough where they didn't just play it off the next issue. Like, it's been playing for now almost 6-7 issues.
Oh yeah.
That he's been seriously just taken out of the team, and just the conflict that has been, because they still bringing him along on mission, and he's still traveling with the X-Men. But then when he's like, but I can't do anything, like every single time, and he's like, but actually I can't really do anything.
They need somebody to push the buttons in the danger zone. That's his main job now. He's the button pusher.
But it's good that they didn't just like do what they usually do, just glopped over
totally an injury doesn't just get left behind. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we get another little catch-up brain break moment here. We got Magneto in outer space on Asteroid M, just kind of looking back over his epic failures as a villain, and then remembering his lady friend Magda. All they're really doing this is setting up Wanda and Pietro stuff here. But I do love the outer space art. I just feel like this is really a waste of a page.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yep.
They could have taken this page out completely.
Absolutely.
Why was there the stuff with the girl that's his wife? Is that what they were saying before?
Magda is the mom of Pietro and Wanda.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
So it's him remembering that, so that later when they want to throw it into an issue later on, it all like, hey, look, we set this up. Wait a minute. But it just doesn't fit here.
Yeah.
No,
it felt very random.
Yeah, it is very random. He's not in any of the rest of the story, except for when they're remembering that they battled Magneto, and that's how they separated to begin with.
I feel like they could have put this at the end of some of the Volcano issues or the Savage Land issues, where it was like closer connected to the big battle that separated the team. It just doesn't belong here.
Totally.
Yeah,
let it be random. Chet is here. What is up, Chet? He says he's got a 9/6 signed in gold. Stan and Chris. There you go.
Oh wow.
So James, I don't know if you follow Chet, but Chet literally has all of these books that John Byrne and Cockrum did with Claremont. He has them slabbed, signed by Stan, and usually a few other people along with it, and they're usually in the 9.4, 9.6 range.
Big baller. Okay,
yeah.
I see.
So that's all he collects, though. He literally doesn't own anything else.
No, I got you. Yeah, the Magda fading. Well, he's trying to delete his memories of his late wife. I don't know, man. It was just whatever.
It was not needed. So yeah. I'm happy to keep moving if you guys want to just keep moving.
Yes.
So this is the elaborate plan of Windguard. That's sure. Yeah, that guy too.
Windguard.
Where he goes through and he's sitting by the fireplace, doing his evil villain. I'm wearing an ascot moment.
That's how I plan all my auctions, just by the way.
Right.
Yeah.
And I love how his entire plan has so much fashion involved. The ascot, sure. The time he dressed with a Speedo to try to woo Jean, sure, yeah. Or the entire run through her history of costumes, followed by she needs lingerie. And like this whole thing here is hilarious. And apparently his plan is as ridiculous as any Bond villain here.
Yep.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's all well said right there. Yeah.
So John, or I mean, sorry, not John. Jason Wingrade is, I guess, mastermind, right? So he is trying to get Jean into
the Hellfire Club.
Thank you, the Hellfire. Yes, definitely. And
this is all Hellfire Club setup right here.
They all have those like chess piece names. So Black Queen is Jean's key thing, or key code word, whatever key name.
Right.
But yeah, no, I like the costume though. It's almost like the dark Scarlet Witch costume. It's very close.
Is it the first Black Queen or cameo of the Black? Come on, right? Get at it. I do love the pink background and the way they kind of position all the different various kind of looks for Jean across there. But yeah, it's quite an elaborate plan he's got going here. I just think it's really something different.
A lot of details.
Makes it seem like he's been pulling the strings the whole time.
Well, we have seen him in little cameo bits, right? All leading up to this. But yeah, this is the first time he's kind of laid it out for us. And then we get Jean going full fashion model here. She's like posing and spinning, and I don't even know what is happening. The last 2 pages, I feel like it's The Devil Wears Prada or something. I don't know what's going on here.
So James, John here is a professional GIF user. He actually does it for a living.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I was surprised we didn't get one until just now, but yeah, this is spot on.
I was a little off my game, but I did know I was going to. Austin Powers had to make an appearance here somewhere.
This is a good scene too.
Yeah,
fantastic.
I thought so. Yet again, lots of
strange
costumes and quickly changing, and yeah.
But I like you were saying, I didn't know that she could do this. Honestly, to be real, I didn't know that she could just spin and create her own clothes and costume just on a whim. Well, is that like a newly acquired power with like the amount of?
It's a little vague.
It's
definitely a little vague, much like last issue in the annual when we learned that Cyclops is powered by the sun, which I was unaware of that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so I feel like we're kind of getting some things here. She looks sexy in the second to last pick. I mean, come on, it's Jean. She looks good in anything. Let's just
go the second to last with the purple dress. Yeah, it's got that mom vibe going on. I can see it.
Right, another heroine who spins and changes her outfit. Yeah. Magic lasso's down. So moving along here. We got one more side plot. Moira is thinking about, you know what? There's other characters in this book, like Professor X, who's halfway across the galaxy. Let's check in with him real quickly and get him back into this story.
Yeah, like I feel like it was needed still to kind of show just this glimpse as a quick, brief reminder. They didn't take up too much space with it. There is a lot of bubbles, but I did really like the artwork in the top right panel and the bottom left panel, like those together.
The cosmic stuff,
and that one on the top right reminded me of the other one that we saw from John Byrne that he did with Cyclops, or Cyclops, where it was like half, the background and then the other half was the universe or whatever.
Yeah,
so it is cool.
Yeah, Chet, I knew a costume you meant. I'm just saying we're getting a ton of costumes for her in these like 2 pages, and they're all good. Like there's no ugly Jean Grey. Haven't seen it yet.
Okay, so I had a question as far as why is Charles on Imperial Center right now?
Oh yeah,
because he's a quitter. That part. He's a quitter.
I assumed that it was when Jean returned, and he basically said, "Your X-Men are dead. Sorry," and then he was like, "All right, well, peace."
No,
is that kind of what happened?
It's pretty close. It's
okay.
I'm gonna let Justin lay it out.
No. This is my take. The man is trying to get laid. He's trying to get laid. And he was invited. He was invited back to his girl's place. If your girl invites you back to her place, like, are you going or are you not going? You know what I mean?
Just because her place is in another galaxy doesn't mean you don't go.
That's what I'm saying. So
when she invites you, when she says my parents aren't home, but she's in another galaxy.
You're not gonna turn that down,
Even if you're in a wheelchair, you're gonna find a way to get there.
Exactly. Professor X, man, he is way ahead of all of us in all this. He's using his powers to plan out his next step to this. So that's why he's there right now. He's But
he kind of gives up on that plan, I guess, a little bit. He's like, you know what?
So
busy. She's busy. She's blowing him up.
She's busy. She invited me back, but
it's like you get home and then you literally watch Netflix. You're like, no, like
how Xavier got his groove back.
You're getting way too into the Netflix series that you're watching. And he's like, all right, I'm going home.
So yeah. So this is definitely how Xavier got his groove back, and we get to see him as a, I don't know, first husband to an empress of some far off galaxy.
Yeah.
But still somehow, okay, and this is the part that bugs me the most. He has a vision of Jean and the Phoenix Force, and it somehow connects to him some pieces of the puzzle that make him say, oh crap, I shouldn't have left Earth.
Right.
Yeah, he's like, my God.
And he's able to get that across the universe.
Yes.
Yet he wasn't, when on Earth, able to know that his team was still alive.
Yeah.
Right.
That they didn't die.
That the team was still alive, and also like how powerful Jean really was.
It drives me crazy that he wasn't able to like go, I'm going to put Cerebro on and just check to see if anybody's still alive down in Antarctica. I'm just going to put this on. I'm going to search for them. I'm going to use my powers. I'm going to try to see, because they're all alive. Nobody died.
Yep.
Yeah. It's definitely a plot hole. It's a little ridiculous.
I'm waiting for Chet to defend.
Or he was thinking with his other head, like Justin was saying, and he was just like, you know what?
Exactly, he's like, well, I could worry about them, or I could focus on some other things, So who knows?
Piccolo. You guys didn't see that Piccolo was in the back changing her clothes.
Oh my gosh. Dragon Ball.
Morbius, what's up?
Morbius.
Funny. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
She put that cosmic thing on him.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
so then he just decides he's going back to Earth. He must return.
Which, again, you get one page to kind of set up the fact that later on he's going to return.
He looks really scary there. The red
version.
Yeah, that looks super scary there.
Much like the one we got of Jean earlier, right?
Yeah, he's like the Red Skull. Maybe that's a hint. First appearance of Red
Charles is the Red Skull.
Wow. First appearance of Charles as the Red Skull.
You heard it here first.
So then we're back on Muir Island, and Moira is sort of like sulking and kind of wandering around in frustration, and realizes that Mutant X has escaped and starts freaking out. And then Jean is strutting her wares.
It's not even revealed that Mutant X has escaped.
No, she just opens the door and it says, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
She's shocked.
But is it that, or is it the dude that we saw peeping Tom from earlier? That's what I was like. I
think it was the realization that he's not in his room.
That he's not there.
He's not in the room. Okay, that was what I thought the first time. But then the second time I read it, I thought maybe something was going on with the creepy dude, but I just wasn't sure.
And then Jean goes in to go and check on some things, and then catches Moira's thought patterns and goes full Phoenix to fly and check on her.
I really liked that the silhouette panel though, just on the last one.
The very center bottom one.
Point that out.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh that one. I was talking about what you just flipped from.
The yellow one.
Yeah.
Oh, the bottom
right.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, I just it was just such a contrast from the rest of the page.
Totally.
That it stood out to me.
I think this is the part that I was like, holy comic books. She flies around a corner and then she's in Elizabethan garb, and we're just like, what is this? And then it's gone in a flash because she's tackled by
Hellfire Club thing.
She's tackled by McSquirter. and she's like the most powerful of all the mutants and doesn't do anything but just scream for help.
Yeah, the screaming for help part is definitely a bit off. I can get down with like the mental games and her switching gears really quick and not knowing like what's going on. As Mastermind has this, a legitimately strong power to do so. But good point, John. Afterwards, her just kind of getting tackled like a football player, and then just I don't know. Maybe her mind's just kind of she's still gathering herself, but it is a little odd for her to just kind of scream,
right?
Especially the letter E. Very loudly. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course needs to call the most powerful of all mutants, Jamie Madrox, to her aid. Multiple Man to the rescue. If the Phoenix can't stop him, Multiple Man's the one you want.
I have been summoned.
Right?
All 100 of me.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody run! Because we can't go at super speed. Just jump.
I do like the garb. It's another wardrobe choice, but the Elizabethan garb is just a telltale
of fashion issue.
is the telltale for the Hellfire Club that Mastermind is playing games with her for sure.
Absolutely. Magic Glass says the sudden Phoenix transformation reminds me of how Carol Danvers did what she did to become Ms. Marvel. Not to mention Ms. Marvel's second costume that looks like Phoenix's too, right, with the sash.
It's true.
I'm a Binary fan. I'm just gonna say,
Mhm.
I think Binary doesn't get enough love. She's scared. She's still a lady. There you go, chat. I'm not.
She's scared of whatever is now really tackling her. The creepy dude.
Squirter, you gotta watch out for that guy.
Yeah, you got Mick Squirter coming up from behind.
Yes.
So then we're like, nope, we're not gonna explain any of that.
Exactly.
That's
why I had to read it again.
Back to somewhere else in the story. Now we're back to the mansion, and we get Beast versus Nightcrawler, and Nightcrawler feeling like he saw a ghost because he's sure that Beast must be dead.
I like
and Beast assuming somebody broke into the mansion, apparently hasn't been there to check on it in a really long time because they've been back and using the danger room for a good while now.
That's true. Yeah, several issues. The one thing that was weird to me was like that they didn't or that it was so easy for Beast to just get in or right. I mean, or I guess maybe he has a key. I don't know. Maybe that's the case.
It's under the mat, I'm sure.
Yeah. But yeah, that was kind of weird. It just feel like this all could have been prevented, just flip on the switch, recognize that as Beast,
I don't know. Beast is a member of the Avengers right now. I don't know why when they got back, they didn't call the Avengers and be like, hey, one of your members died. Yeah. And then they'd have been like, no, he's right here.
Yeah.
What? There's just no communication.
There's so many
the
times
only one who picks up a phone is Spider-Man a couple issues ago.
This whole Three's Company misunderstanding really took a lot of issues to resolve. He's a former resident for life. Well, you heard Cyclops say this new team doesn't hold water compared to the old team.
Yeah, they just don't mesh as well.
Right. So Nightcrawler says, "Hey, there's a ghost. You guys got to come help me solve it." And then the ghost has some hugging going on.
This is the time of our lives.
And I never,
this is why we brought James on right here.
I really blew it by not putting a GIF of baby Simba being held up because that's basically what Beast is doing to Cyclops right here.
We'll give him one of these here.
That would have been perfect.
We'll give him that noise. Yeah.
Dirty Dancing or Simba.
Baby Cyclops being held up by the Beast here. And then everybody realizing all the truths of, wait, we're all still alive?
Yeah.
Magneto sucks as a villain. Sorry, just a joke, chat. A little bit too much blue going on these pages. The backgrounds are blue, off blue. The characters are all wearing blue. We got a lot of blue going on here. And I love Nightcrawler still hiding in the back corner there.
Yeah, just in case.
He's like, I don't know. I don't trust this.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even notice that with the hand over his mouth. Like
on the panel down below where Beast is like, they've hugged, they're talking, and Nightcrawler is still doing one of these.
Yeah.
I don't know about this. I don't know. You guys are way too comfortable with this concept that nobody died down in the volcano.
Yeah, I love that he's covering his mouth. I didn't notice that.
Right?
Yeah, I definitely did not notice that.
I always tend to notice what Nightcrawler is doing. It's just kind of my thing. What is up, Alec? Thank you for coming, man.
Oh, I got Alec's shirt on right now. Hey,
John, we did the circle of life from 111 to here. There you go. Gene, alive? Gene? Yeah, you're Gene. Yeah, hide Colleen's key. Definitely don't let people know about Colleen and what was going on there. That won't come up. That can't possibly come back to bite you. And then he calls Muir Island because, why not? And they're in the middle of a search for Jean and all these things going on. And she's like, but it could be important. And runs over and answers the phone, only to be in the middle of the phone call and say, well, it might be just a false alarm, Scott, but I feel a whole lot better. Oh my gosh, there's something right behind me. And then the line goes dead. And Scott's like, crap, now we got to get on a jet and fly over there.
Yeah.
Yes.
This drove me nuts too because of the fact that they haven't had any communication. We've been talking about the idea of Scott making a phone call, trying to get someone's attention, and thanks, Alec. And and finally they're like, okay, we're using a phone, we're actually going to communicate, and like he's still, they still don't get to talk, him and Jean. It's like so close, but just not there.
It's very much like a moonlighting. Stupid. I mean, you guys don't probably know that show, but it's just like drawing out useless tension
Yeah.
So it's a little frustrating that it's still being dragged out. So these are the things that kind of drag the issue down to like an 8.5 for me. But still a ton of good stuff here. I'm sorry, James, I know you wanted to say some stuff here.
Oh no, actually didn't really have anything for this last page.
We do have McWhirter peeping Tom again there at the back.
McSquirter peeping through the window.
I mean, I do mix these characters up a little bit. Like when is it Windguard? When is it McSquirter? When is it Mutant X? There's too many people like floating around, peeping in on things and running around this place.
And Mutant X really does like float around because he just appears as light for a little while. So
right,
it's true.
Yeah,
it's his
at
deal.
least it's not a dust cloud like Galactus.
Any other thoughts here, Justin, on this page you want me to get to, or should we move on to some frequently asked questions?
I mean, I like that I do like it's like the cliffhanger. I guess that's where I'm like, oh, I just want, like, they're so close,
Right.
And then for it to just end there, it's doing its job. I do, obviously want to continue on with this. And I know, James, you mentioned you did read on a little bit more. So I'm glad that you were exploring a little bit. Yeah, no, I think that's it. I think I'm good. I'm good with them jumping the numbers.
So we try to end each episode with a little bit of the financial, statistical kind of breakdown stuff here. Yes, this is the first cameo appearance of Mutant X Proteus.
Yep.
I also read a little bit about how this issue and along with Avengers 168 are sort of connecting to hint about what is going on with Magneto and Pietro and Wanda. So if you read it alongside 168, each of them had little pieces of that puzzle. But for me, it really could have been put somewhere else more effectively, I think, overall. And this hints, for the first time, this issue hints that Jean might have actually died in issue 101. Some of the things Xavier says kind of hint at what seemed to happen in 101 might be retconning a little bit. This issue retcons a little bit with some of that. It says 168. I thought it was 168, Jackson. And Rod, congratulations, man, on your 1-year anniversary for Lame or Frame, my brother. So thank you for coming by. Hit that hype button, Justin, for him.
I'm actually with Jackson on that because I thought it was like 185 to 187.
Oh, then maybe I thought it was 168, but maybe I
might be wrong.
Flip the digits around.
John, I'm gonna have to let you go, man. You've been great, but you're screwing this stuff up. So, and he's gone.
Hey, there we go.
James was like, "Wait,"
I was like, "Wait, what?"
He really did bounce him. Yeah,
he really just left.
So this issue has a ton of 9.4s, 9.6s, and 9.8s. There are 300 in the 9.8, 450 in the 9.6, and 360 in the 9.4. So lots of issues. The prices are pretty low and reasonable for this era. We have only $475 for the 9.8, but a big drop down to that, the 9.6 at 180. So not quite the ×3 ratio, but almost.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that it's not at least ×3. I feel like everything else has been so obnoxiously at least ×3 or more. And I know that some of these are now leveling off a little bit, but this is not even ×3. I don't know, James. I know we've talked about in the past some of these other, and I'm talking like some of the earlier ones and the keys, the 90s and the early 100s. I don't know if you noticed this, James, but some of these books, like what is it, like 107?
We talked about 107 has almost a ×10 ratio from the 9.6 to the 9.8.
It's a huge, Some of these we were talking about like the idea of investing.
The Go Collect numbers is what we were going off of when we aired. So I think that one was, I want to say 6,000 and 650 were the two different prices.
Yeah.
6,000 for the 9.8 and 650 for the 9.6. And it's perfect that you mentioned this, Justin, because I'm, we don't need the slideshow anymore. I can close out of here. My community news this Thursday, I'm doing a whole thing on 9.8 versus 9.6. And I brought up this show specifically and issue 100, issue 107, and issue 120, which I think have some unusual disparities. And I think there's no reason why 9.6 should be considered so trivial or so low by comparison to the 9.8.
Right.
But we have noticed some monster disparities just between those two grades.
I buy a lot of my modern specs in 9.6. I'll actually like early when it's starting to, like, people are starting to talk about it, and the 9.8 of course is going going crazy, but 9.4, 9.6. I mean, it's a decent grade to still have, and especially knowing once 9.8 really makes that jump, that 9.4 and 9.6 will soon follow. So
9.4 is near mint. Yes.
Yeah, it is near mint for sure. So a lot of my stuff, I have a whole bunch of like Ironheart keys and like Devil Dinosaur and Moon Girl and all that kind of stuff. Like all that, I'll just buy at 9.6 because it's so much. You buy it for like $70 as opposed to like 200 or 250, and then once it does pop off, you're doubling your money instead of just like a little bit increasing your money. But that's just from my point of view as a seller or investor.
Sorry, Ricky. Yeah, I'm noticing that my internet is laggy a little bit. I don't know if my girls are on the internet or anything, but maybe that's maybe they're watching something and slowing me down.
Your audio,
but 107, like you were saying, you didn't know why it was so high. I mean, I think it's a much more important key, and I'm actually surprised that there are so many in the 9.8, 9.6 range of these books. I mean, X-Men was competing as #1 title for Marvel. Which means it was being read very well and thoroughly. So the fact that there are so many in such high grade is it's kind of mind-boggling to me. I didn't realize that there were so many.
Yeah. John, was it TJ that we had on for when we had a guest for 107? Was it TJ? Because I remember somebody talked about, or who was it? Because
yes, it was TJ,
right? Because I remember he was saying that, and James, I don't know if you read 107. If you haven't, I would recommend it. It's so much action. It is like a movie, and it's very exciting stuff that goes on. And he was saying like he picked that up when he was a kid, bought it off the rack. And he said that he couldn't get enough of it. Like, so he was hinting at the idea that everybody, and that's kind of what you're hinting at too, is that everybody was reading this thing and really like reading it multiple times because it was just so good. You know, it was such an action-packed type of book to be reading. So, so that particular book at least stood out compared to a lot of these other ones that we're seeing. But that one, there's not as many 9.8s in that one, and that's why it's that 10 times jump or whatever. Chet was okay. My bad. Well,
I have TJ written down on my little notebook, but who knows at this point?
He was the guest on every episode.
Chet is a fair bet.
So. Even at the last show I was at, when I asked one of the dealers for, I was like, "Hey man, like it was at the end. It was like my last round of booths, and I was like, hey, what should I buy X-Men wise? I was like, be honest with me, like." Give me your best bet as far as something that I can pay you full price for right now. And like a year or two from now, I'll be looking at that as that was a great decision. I think 107 and 109, I think were like two of the ones that he sold to me, and I'm thankful for it. And I trust in what he was saying, and now with what you guys are saying about 107, I'm glad that I made that pickup.
Nice. Yep.
Well, we need to wrap up and do our trivia so that Justin and I can still make it over to JP's budget collecting on time. We end each episode with 4 trivia questions about last week's issue, last week's show, and we'll give you some questions. If you answer in the chat, then we can enter you to win the omnibus that Justin's going to be giving away on June 8th, and the slab that Chet's going to be giving away on that episode, and the mystery box of X-Men stuff that I'm going to be giving away. So there you go. So I'm going to start us off. My first question is, last week we read the X-Men Annual number 3 with Chet, and that book is divided into chapters. How many chapters make up X-Men Annual 3?
That's fine. I like SEJP in the chat. Shots fired.
Insane. I'm taking some heat. What's up, TJ?
On time.
I got Lasso, and then I got White Whale Comics. The first time making some points here.
Nice.
What is up?
Nice.
I mean, it's really late because the giveaway is in a few weeks, but whatever. I appreciate you showing up at all, I guess.
It takes one.
Lasso getting the raffle ticket, Lasso getting the double points, and
I won't answer tonight.
Hold your breath tonight. All right. So
I thought that was Chet having a comedy right there. I thought
is that his comedy? I'll give him a
no.
comedy.
I'm just kidding.
I know everything.
Yeah.
What's your question, Justin?
All right. I will start with how did Archon send Storm to his world, what was the? I'm looking for a very specific name of the bolt. I'm just gonna put that out there. So it is bolt. You can't just write bolt. But what is the actual name that of the bolt that Archon uses when he sends Storm to his world? It was also used again at the end of the issue, and that's how the team gets back, to the real world. So I am very curious because I had to look it
back up again and remind myself. I got it open right here.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't even said initially when they did that to Storm. It wasn't until towards the very end when
they needed to come back again.
They're sending the team back. Yeah.
Yep. It was not an eggplant emoji. That's it, man. The heck?
Yeah. Storm wrote that eggplant emoji all the way to the other world.
He's going for the comedy point, I can already tell. It's not just a color we need. Wow. Okay, JP.
I'll give a hint that it's three. it's the blank bolt. So I'm looking for 2 words to go with bolt.
Yeah.
Give you guys.
I do agree the color had a yellow gold thing, but like specifically, he wants 2 words that go before bolt here, and it's not those 2.
It's definitely not that.
Not that. No.
It's not eggplant emoji either.
You can tell JP's like, I'm backstage at my show waiting for you guys, and I'm just gonna come and invade your chat and mess around for a little bit. Magic stick bolt.
Come on, chat.
Wow.
I don't believe him. I think he's just messing. I think he's just trying to let other people
get. Like, come on, guys. There we go. Somebody could copy and paste, but
this is true. James, if you get a chance, I would recommend reading the annual 3 that we
annual 3. Okay,
yeah, we went over it last week. It really doesn't tie into any of the story. Like it's its own story basically. But but it's
a really good one.
Yeah,
and it's drawn by George Perez.
Oh, Perez, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So they changed it.
I don't know if you're a Perez fan.
I am a Perez fan.
Might not do anything.
No, I am a Perez fan for sure.
So I got Jackson Roy Kirk.
Yes, sir.
With the 2 points and the raffle ticket. And I got Magic Lasso with the single point. And this is the first time I'm gonna have an emoji win a comedy point, but I think I'm just gonna go with that. Lastly, while we're talking about the villain Archon, I want to know, we got to see Archon in battle several times. What is his signature fight move that we were joking a little bit about? He repeatedly in that issue does a certain move, and I just want to know what it was. This is ripe for comedy.
It really is.
I finally got a chance to use my favorite Game of Thrones quote, and you just brushed over it. Oh, my bad. Uh-oh.
What was his favorite Game of Thrones quote?
Yeah. I want her to know it was me. There you go. Yeah, that's a good
we did brush over.
Yeah, it was just lame. Sorry.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so okay, JP, I'm not even clicking on that. You're like me now in the chat. What is happening? It's your birthday? Man, everybody's birthday. I can't believe it. My phone usually tells me that thing. What is going on?
Happy birthday, Alec.
Hey, happy birthday.
I'm gonna accept force choke and then stranglehold. Because that is the move. He just grabs them.
Yeah.
So Chet, you're getting the raffle ticket and the 2 points tonight for that. And then the second answer was Jackson Roy Kirk with another point. And then comedy here.
Oh crap! Wait, I didn't write it down. Who was it? Oh wait, that was your. Oh yeah, that was the third. Who was the first?
The first person was Chet.
Chet.
So I'm going to give Humpty Dance the comedy point on that.
Humpty Dance.
That's pretty funny.
My disappointment cannot be overstated.
Many apologies. I clearly need to update my phone here somehow. Last question is for you, Justin.
All right. So this was my favorite scene throughout all of last issue, and the question to that is, what was Colossus riding on when he went to save Cyclops and Wolverine from being attacked by the army? What was
I feel like you're setting up the chat for a joke on that one. Like,
that's it. Yeah, we should get some good answers for this one. James, if you have any good ones, any jokes you could throw in there, feel free to leave a comment, James. We'll give you. We'll you
I'm just trying to like not
read the annual
away.
Yeah, no, he can give a good joke.
Yeah. All right. So I must have missed the buzz from you, Alec, but I've got it loaded on there now. So I made sure to hit the notification bell on my phone. Ricky said, name a Marvel character that can copy people's powers when he gets close enough to them, then loses his powers when he is out of range. That is called Sync, my good friend Ricky Martin. That is Sync. A great character.
Nice.
Because he has to be in sync, right? Synchronization. The name fits. Did you see a correct answer yet?
Yes, we got two here. The first one that I see is Jackson Roy Kirk, who said dragon. And then below that was Magic Lasso. Yep.
Boom. Okay, so Jackson Roy Kirk with the 2-pointer and Lasso with the 1. That's been the story of the night right there.
Yeah. There's been some
mechanical. Oh my gosh.
As funny as that would be to see Colossus riding a mechanical bull.
He was not riding Kitty Pryde. Oh god! But I'm going to give you the comedy point for that.
All the way.
We know Kate Pryde, and she'd be riding him. Let's just
right.
Kate Pryde.
She's
not going to roll that way.
Kitty Pryde's first appearance is going absolutely insane right now.
Isn't it though?
Isn't it? Gosh.
Speaking of, you were thinking of Mimic. But no, it's Sync all day, my man. It is Sync.
Yep.
Sync. All right. We are going to head out of here, but I want to mention that if you're not following James, you're missing out on a lot of great content. So you've been doing a bunch of live streams with comic talks. What do you guys got coming up in the works, or what can people expect over on your channel?
So I think I have something. I actually have a big announcement coming up this week. But I had my buddy Chris dropped a video talking about some anime news that's going on. And then this week there's going to be a big announcement about giving away a free ASM 361. So First Carnage. So subscribe to me if you haven't, because that is dropping this week. But yeah,
didn't I see you do a video on how to clean or press books or something? Wasn't there something on
yeah, I've been working on a series, multiple video series about how to clean and press comic books. So if you're interested in that, I definitely go into great detail about how to do those things. So you can sub to me for that reason too, if you want to.
Right.
But Justin's supposed to be coming here this weekend so we can go to a convention. But with the gas shortage on the East Coast, I'm not sure. Yeah, the other Justin, Comic Talks. But with the gas shortage, I'm not sure exactly what's going down. So thank you, malware hackers.
I believe somebody's correcting us that Chet was first with Dragon, and then Jackson Roy Kirk was second.
Yep, you're right. I missed it.
My bad. I will put the numberings back to where they should be. My apologies. And thanks for the heads up, folks.
Sorry, Lasso.
So it's really just Chet gets another raft ticket. So there you go. Sorry, James. Didn't mean to do that.
Oh, no, you're good. So that's pretty much, I mean, I'm always trying to put out some new content on YouTube, but Instagram is really my home base.
And I've bought books from James before. I bought books from Justin before. If you guys aren't following the duo, the dynamic evil duo of Comics for Cheap and Comic Talks, you're missing out on great books. Like just lots of great books at great prices. So definitely on Instagram, that's the place to get good cheap books.
And James does drop an occasional hilarious skit of some sort on his YouTube channel. So if you're looking for some good laughs,
I can't believe I forgot to wear my Air Mint shirt tonight. I don't know what I'm thinking. There it is. So yeah, he also sells shirts. The Near Mint AF shirt is fire. Yep. So definitely a big fan.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
What about Justin, who had 7 shows today?
I won't go through all my bits.
Just do the ones today.
I have tonight, JP's channel. Go over to JP Collects, because that's where we're about to be in about 5 minutes or so. We're talking about that book right there. That deserves a sender. And so, yeah, I'm excited to dive into that. And if you guys already read the Descender stuff, then Ascender is the next step. So really excited about that. And yeah, I have all my regular stuff coming up. So I think the regulars here know the deal. So, but James, man, appreciate you coming in. Oh, and sorry, John, let me pass it to John real quick. John, what do you got going on? I mean to cut
well, I mean, obviously, yeah, tonight was the big show, going from here and then over to JP's. Tomorrow I'm on the Comic Core, just doing shenanigans. But Thursday, I am dropping a fun look at 9/6 versus 9/8 in my comic community news. I go on a little bit of a TED talk, but I think it's a lot of fun and some fun facts, and then some hilarity, obviously some jokes as well. So check out comic community news. Last week, I gave you some good indie comic book spec. And people are doubting my indie comic book spec, but my indie comic book game is lady killer friendly, and I think if you listened, you got some other good ones thrown out last week in that. So if you like indie comics, you spec on indie comics, I gave you some things to be watching for. So be ready.
They were good. They were good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anything else, Justin? Was that?
Yeah, no, that's it. I just want to say thanks again for James, man. Appreciate you being on here with us and reading the books, and we'll have to have you on again when we start our season 2 or whatever we end up doing.
Please do.
But
please do.
Keep you hooked into this X-Men run with us.
Force you to read more X-Men.
Yeah.
And John, you'll have to have me back on for Comic Wars at some point too.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely. Put you on a regular show, not just the specials, but like a regular show. So you're not worried about shenanigans all night. All right, guys, we're out of here, and we'll see you on JP's here in 3 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Bye, gang.